Welcome to another episode of Car Rants with Cruise Hunter Boyd, where I talk about things that piss me off that novice salespeople do in order to train you up better so that you can become an elite sales rep. With your host, award-winning sales trainer and head recruiter for 7 and 8 figure brands, Cruise Hunter Boyd. Without further ado, let's get into the episode. So in today's episode, guys, I'm going to talk about the 3 different types of tonality that you can have as an elite sales rep. And this is where novice salespeople get it wrong. Okay, so there's 3 different types of tone. You might have heard of them before. The first one is inferior/rapport tone. It's where at the end of your sentence, your tone goes up. The second type of tone is a neutral statement tone, where your tone goes flat at the end of a sentence. It's more of a matter-of-fact tone, okay? And then the third one is a leadership tone, where your tone goes down at the end of a sentence. See how my tone went down? And it's more of a masculine tone where I lower my pitch, and it's more authoritative in a leadership tone. So the first one is an inferior tone. The second tone that you use is a statement tone, which is like we're equal, we're on the same level. And then the third tone is like a superior tone. I'm above you. I'm a CEO, I'm a boss, I'm a leader. It's used as a command tonality, normally to lead people, to direct people. So a lot of police officers use this tone, bosses, CEOs, or you use this tone when you want to command people and get people's respect. And it's basically saying, I'm the boss, I'm above you. Or it's when you want to explain confidence around your product or service, or basically just get people's respect when you're starting a sales call. So they're the different types of scenarios that I use those tones. But one of the things that piss me off is a lot of new salespeople, they use a lot of uptone, and they're very friendly, and they're smiling a lot, and they're too cheery, and they're too polite. So straight away, you're putting the lead on a pedestal, and you're sounding uncertain, nervous, and new. So this is called an inferior tone. So straight away, you're not getting respect. People might like you, they might see you as friendly, but you're not getting respect on sales calls and Zoom meetings. Alternatively, on the other side, there's a lot of blunt and arrogant salespeople where they use a lot of authoritative tone, the down tone, and they talk really loud and they raise their volume, and they're very blunt and direct, and they have a big persona and facade, and then they start asking direct pinpoint questions, and then they come across too pushy and bossy. Okay, so they're the 3 different types of tone. Most of the time you want a nice neutral matter-of-fact tone where you've got full stops on the end of your sentence, whereas people go from one extreme where they've got too many uptones and they sound nervous, or they're going on the other extreme where they're being too domineering, aggressive, and intense. Okay, so how you can get used to the 3 different types of tone, guys, is I want you to play with it. So the uptone is like on the end of your sentences. Start being aware of it when you talk. Ha, huh, ho. Ha, huh, ho. Ha, huh, ho. Ha, huh, ho. See how my tone's going up, or it's going straight, or it's going down. Inferior tone goes up, statement tone is flat, command tonality, leadership tone goes down on the end of your sentence, and you typically raise your voice. Whereas when your tone goes up, it's normally a higher pitched, softer tone, and you talk a little bit quieter, and it's more friendly and sensitive. So one thing I've noticed when a lot of people are using the upward tone a lot and they're very nervous and they're like, hey, is that Cruz there from Closer Institute? It's just Jess here calling. You put your details in the other day and you responded to one of our ads online. I was just wondering if you recall doing that. See how my tone goes up a lot? It shows that you're new, you're novice, and you're very uncertain. Whereas you should be just saying, hey, is that John there, is it? Hey, John, it's just Jess here, one of the head advisors from the Closer Institute. You put your details in on one of our ads the other day about learning how to do high ticket sales. Do you recall that? See how it's just a straight tone? So how you can change that, guys, is I notice when people are using a lot of upward tones and they're being too cheery and polite, they've actually got a smile on their face. So you're trying to be a pleaser, too friendly, too nice, and you're putting the lead on a pedestal, and you're not taking control of the call and owning who you are. So if you want to change that straight away, just put on more of a straight game face. See how my face is straight right now? I'm not smiling. So you'll notice a lot through this video right now, I'm just talking in a normal statement tone, like we're on the same level, we're equal, right? So that's the difference. Whereas if I want to assert authority and I want to use the superior tone, it's like I'm above you, I might start a sales call with something like this. Ring, ring. Hey, is that Nick there, is it? Hey, Nick, it's just Cruz here, the CEO of the Closer Institute. You put your details in the other day responding to one of our ads online. So I just wanted to know, why did you book in the call today? See how my tone goes down more, and it's more of a leadership tone. So you use that, and you normally increase your volume from a 3 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10 plus, and you talk louder with more of a down tone, and it's more of a masculine tone, and it asserts more authority at the start of your sales call. Okay, so that's the difference, guys, and you need to play with these tones because all of them have their time and place in the sales process. Most of the time I'll be talking with a neutral flat tone. When I want to ask more soft, personal, intrusive, vulnerable questions, so like, how you going, man? Like, how you been since the last call? Or if I want to probe a bit deeper and go, okay, so you're frustrated in your job right now, like, how's that affecting you? I talk a bit slower, I soften the tone, and I use more of that inferior, friendly rapport tone. So when you want to ask more personal questions, be a bit more sensitive when you're asking more intrusive questions around their personal situation or their life or their business, or you want to probe a bit deeper and get them into a little bit of pain and emotion, then that's when that tone is being used. Or you're asking more personal questions around their financial details, how much they've got saved, or if they mention a family member passed away. It's more of a sensitive tone, okay? That's when I use that tone. It's more of like a motherly tone is how I explain it, or how a loving father would talk to, like, you know, their son or their kids that are only young and delicate, that are like 5-6 years old. So a lot of dads are really good at using a sensitive tone, or mothers, okay? The statement tone is more of a matter-of-fact tone. So how you can get good at this, guys, is start pointing out things in your life as statements. I'll give you examples. This is a jumper. This is my head. This is a steering wheel. This is a car. That's a rock. This is a phone. This is a live video. See how my tone is just flat on the end of my sentences? So that's the statement tone. And then to get better at the command tonality, I want you to start practicing pretending you're a police officer, a CEO, a boss, you're a celebrity, you're someone that's a UFC fighter like Conor McGregor, or imagine that you're Andy Frisella, Andy Elliott, a lot of people in leadership positions that have strong authority and posture, and start imagining you're one of those people and you're commanding a room and you're leading people around like you're in the military. Or you're a parent instructing a child around. So you're like, stop that. Put that remote down now. Or you're a security guard at a nightclub or a bar and someone is playing up and you basically go, get out the door now. And you lower your tone. Get out the door now. Guys, stop doing that. See how the tone goes down and I raise my voice. That's more of a command tonality, okay? Or if you're a coach, a trainer, a leader, you would be using that tone more, and you could say something like, all right, guys, I want you to pick up your pen and paper now, and I want you to write down your goals over the next 12 months. See how my tone lowers? So these are the 3 different types of tone, guys, that you've got to play with. But to be honest, 80% of the time on a sales call, I'm just using the neutral statement, a grounded, confident tone, and then I'm mixing in some upward tone when I'm trying to connect and build rapport, or ask more emotional, sensitive questions. And then I use the down tone sometimes when I need to posture up and create more authority over someone that's not respecting and being compliant with the process, or if I'm explaining the offer and what's included and showing more confidence in what I do. Or when I start a sales call, I normally start the call by talking a bit louder, masculine tone, take control of the frame, set the agenda, and then I relax a little bit and use more of the statement tone and the rapport tone to connect in the middle of the call. So they're the different types of tone that I use. But if you're using too much uptone, you won't get respect. If you're using too much statement tone, you will sound like a robot on a script. And if you're using too much down tone and being too domineering, controlling, you'll come across too bossy and too pushy and not human. So you need to mix these different tones in, guys, and your strike rates will go through the roof. when you mix all of these in, because you will sound more human, but you will know how to demand and command respect from people. You will know how to have people feel like you're on the same level as them with statement tone, and you also know how to connect with people and open them up emotionally in a sales conversation. So I trust this was helpful, guys, but just have a play with it over the next week. The 3 different types of tone. This is how I remember it. So you just do this, you play with it. Some more high pitch. Ha, huh, ho. Ha, huh, ha, huh, ho. Ha, huh, ho. Ha, huh, ho. So just notice it in your life when you go to a cafe. Start practicing this when you order a coffee. Or next time you're on a telephone or a salesperson calls you, start to notice what tones people in your life are using and start to practice it with maybe people that you don't know. And I want you to start practicing talking a bit louder if you want to use the down tone and more authority, speaking at a good level, statement tone, or speaking a bit softer in a more of a sensitive way and using more of a feminine up tone to be more friendly and putting a smile on your face. Practice that, guys. Tonality is everything, especially over the phone on a sales call or through Zoom. All people mostly hear is going to be your tonality when they can't see your hands and your body language. And if you get this right, guys, you're going to get so much more respect in your life. You're going to have more meaningful, impactful conversations where you can connect, really open people up, where they feel safe around you when you're using the uptones, and you're going to have much better results. So yeah, tune in for the next episode, guys. I'm going to keep doing these every week, or if there's any topics you want me to cover, I trust that was helpful. Bye for now.